Well, Final Gamer here, everyone, and it's time to go to probably the most classiest place on the NES anywhere. And I have a guest to help me with this wonderful city of Paris. Will my guest please introduce herself?
Certainly. This is Silver Falcon. Hello, everyone.
Hello. And what's your experience with Paris?
Well, I'm not French. I actually live in America. But I studied abroad in France for, about 9 months. And I've been there multiple times. And plus, I'm married to a French major, so I have a wealth of knowledge to draw upon.
Oh, that's good then. So, that's a very accessible route of knowledge. So, we're basically just checking around Paris and checking the sites along the River Seine.
Oh yes,
so
of course.
give us some little facts about Paris, or like a little starter of the city while I'm wandering around.
Sure. Well, Paris is France's largest city, housing about 12 million people. That's both the city proper and the surrounding suburbs.
Cool.
And it's a very dense city. There's a lot, of course, of historical things there. There's art galleries, museums, monuments. You basically can't go anywhere in Paris without tripping over something historic. And,
such as the Eternal Flame, which is being stolen. One item we have to pick up.
Of course. And it's actually the most popular tourist destination in the world, according to my French major husband.
Okay, I'll believe what he says, just in the hope of not being biased, but okay.
Well, just from the number of people who visit there every year, we're talking sheer numbers here.
Oh yeah, fair
That's
enough,
all.
fair enough. So here's the map. Can you recognize any places here?
Oh, let me see. Oh, yeah, I see the Eiffel Tower. I saw Notre Dame very briefly there.
Yeah.
I think
so
it's Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think they managed to nail the places right, even though Notre Dame looks pretty tiny.
It does. Up close, obviously, it looks much more impressive.
Oh yes. Looks quite similar to when we were doing the London video. I noticed that Notre Dame actually looked quite similar to Westminster Abbey because they're in the same style. Also, we got a bell.
A bell. Must
Yes.
be from Notre Dame, I guess.
Yes, awesome. So I guess that'll be fun. So I ask around people about, and we have very basic information. So anything else about Paris to work us on?
Well, let's see. Up until the 1800s, it was still kinda stuck in the Middle Ages. There was, still, like, sewage in the streets, and they were very narrow, so very easy to block off if any of the residents got uppity about things. And it was Baron Houssman who built it into the city we know today. He built a lot of monuments, basically bulldozed huge swaths of the city, and brought it into the modern era. In fact, the sewer system that he had built is still mostly in effect today.
Oh wow, you mean the catacombs?
I think the catacombs... I've been to the catacombs, so I ought to know this, but I think that's a separate thing.
Oh.
That is more like, you go, say, there's an entrance to it right near Notre Dame, and you can see where the street level was in Roman times. It's really nifty.
I remember that entrance from the Hunchback of Notre Dame right next to the cathedral. So yeah, it does seem to be there.
Yeah, that's probably the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole city within a city underneath Paris. It's really cool.
Yeah. I remember Baron Houssman actually. Isn't there like an avenue named after him towards the Eiffel Tower?
Most likely. And you got the tricolor flag.
Yes. Very significant. So, actually, hey, you know what? They drew a fire, a bell, and a flag. So, I guess we're okay here.
Yeah, we're already more detailed than the other cities were, I think.
Pretty much. Paris is not a difficult city to read up about, even before the days of the internet. You can just load up in Carta and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's so famous.
So, apparently, this is one of my favorite facts. It took 2.5 million rivets to build the Eiffel Tower for the World's Fair.
Wow. Yeah, that's funny. Because,
Yeah.
about the Eiffel Tower, that was part of a worldwide challenge to build the first 1,000-foot-tall structure.
Oh, that's why they built it for World Fair.
And the Washington Monument was part of the same competition, but it only made it to 555 feet. Not quite.
Wow, that's awesome. it's nice to know people were just as crazy with challenges back in the day.
Yeah, there were a lot of challenges that they thought no one would ever be able to beat, and of course we just smashed right through those barriers, because, you know, human beings were like that.
When we get architecture on our hands, we go crazy.
We take a challenge and we say, nope, we're gonna do it.
Yes. So, I think I got all the items, so I'm basically going to return the tricolor first, because vive la France.
Of course.
I admit I have kind of a love-hate relationship with France, because on the one hand, I love the history and I love the badassness of France itself, but on the other hand, I had the worst time in French class because I have hard of hearing, and the cassette tapes we had were really terrible.
Oh, especially because everybody in France speaks so goddamn fast.
No, it's not so much that. It's because the Parisian accent is so thick that I couldn't understand anything they were saying.
Oh.
And I thought it was like the French accent in general, but then I played Punch-Out Wii, and there was Glass Joe, who is from Paris. Mm-hmm. So I thought, no, it's the Parisians that caused my problems. You made me fail French, Paris. Pourquoi?
Well, you're lucky you weren't listening to the Quebecois, because their accent is weird.
Oh, well... We've all heard Psychedelic Eyeball, so I think it's proof enough.
Yep, it's just no offense to him, but yeah, their French is weird.
No, it took me like a year to understand what he was saying. Mm-hmm. I can handle him now, so don't worry, he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so Paris is 41 square miles. Neat.
It is not a small city by any standard.
Oh no. I like the cop, actually. He's probably one of the most consistently useful people that you can actually talk to. He always seems to have the best lines to. He also gets the most significant line of any character in Mario's Mission ever, and we will know about it when we go to a certain African city. I won't say, no spoilers.
Oh, can't wait to see.
Yes, if I can get someone from Kenya, or somewhere anywhere in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jaundice Kid!
Oh dear, so unfortunate.
This kid is so rare. It's like, I've only ever met him 3 times when I was doing these recordings. It's incredible. So basically, I was just getting a whole galoot of people coming around with all these facts, and I was just desperately questioning them about things.
Sure, why not? You know, talk to the locals. That's kind of what being in Paris is all about. Wandering around, seeing things.
I know enough French to be able to get through a French town, but not enough to talk to anyone.
Oh, well, that's all you need, really. They're very, very appreciative if you speak any French at all. That's really the key to having a good time in France, I find.
I know enough French to get in and out of France, but not enough to speak to anyone. Which in Britain, they say that's an acceptable level of French.
And, you know, surprisingly, it is, even if you're walking around France itself. I mean, honestly, if you speak any French, they love it.
Oh, well, that's cool. So, thankfully I knew what Notre Dame meant in French, so we're okay with that.
Yeah, was that, one of the answers was football?
Yes.
What in the world? Because of the college team, yeah, duh, of course.
So you can tell these people are American, who made this game.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's one more thing to do now, return to the Arc de Triomphe.
Yay, the Arc de Triomphe. Oy, if you drive in Paris, that arc will be your absolute nemesis.
Yeah, isn't it like a massive roundabout around it?
Yes, it's situated right smack dab in the middle of the Place de l'Étoile. You have like a dozen streets all converging into one, and it's complete madness.
Yeah, and the arch was ordered to be built by... I'm pretty sure it was Napoleon who ordered the building of the Arc de Triomphe. Because I had no idea who Chauvelin was.
Right.
I really hope will I get it right?
I don't have much information on the Arc itself. I know it was built in the 1830s, I think. So Baron Houssman might have had something to do with it, because he was the one ordering all the monuments.
Well, it seems Napoleon did order it to be built, so maybe Baron Houssman might have been the one actually building it. So,
well, Napoleon, he was the head honcho, you know. He was he was the guy.
Yeah,
if Napoleon wants something, you do it.
All I remember about every time I think of the Arc de Triomphe, I think back to Onimusha 3, and I just remember being Jean Reno gunning down zombie samurai. So it's happy memories with the Arc de Triomphe.
Oh dear.
It's a great game.
That does sound amazing, actually.
It's basically a samurai from the 16th century Japan and a French gendarme played by Jean Reno from the 20th century cross their different time periods and have to fight zombie samurai from their own time periods.
Well,
it's pretty badass because it has Jean Reno and he is the greatest.
I know, I love Jean Reno. He's so cool.
Yes. So that was pretty much Paris, which was honestly it's one of the better cities in. Consistently better cities overall in modernism because you can't really get much wrong with France.
No, you really can't go wrong. I love that place. It's great.
Yeah, so, alright, this has been a pretty awesome video, and this is Final Gamer, and I'd like to thank our guest Silver Falcon, who will be returning once more in future videos.
Yep, so look forward to that.
So, take care everyone.
Bye.